All right. Welcome. Uh today's show, welcome to today's show. Um there's a few changes, but we're gonna stay on the topic. How you guys doing? I'll be your host for tonight. So good evening if you're listening to this in the morning, good morning, and good afternoon if you're somewhere in the world in the afternoon. I'm here with my co-host for now. Perhaps some others will tap in as well. We're expecting some more guests. But right now, I have my cousin in the house. Say hi, Sydney. You're muted.
Hi, everyone.
And for those who are not familiar with her, this is Vivi's. Are you her oldest daughter?
Yeah, oldest daughter, yeah.
Okay. And do you mind, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, cool. Wow. Time flies. But I'm not going to dox you and talk about how when I remembered you. But yeah, you're a grown woman now, 22. You passed the 2-1.
Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to hear your analysis of 22 years. We're going to be going into the topic fear. He didn't really give me much. The stuff that uncle or grandfather Tahaka gave was a bit controversial. And as one of the engineers for the channel, as well as the live streams, I forewarned him about putting that type of controversial content. So I'm not sure if we're going to really go into the video, but I do have receipts pertaining to that. And we'll speak about that, the videos he brought up for our attention relative to the topic. And again, today's topic for the All Seeing Eye Show is fear. So bear with me. This is going to be, we're going to switch things up. I'm going to hit this this first receipt. What you just heard first was the intro for the All Seeing Eye Show. And because the All Seeing Eye Show is something I'm doing today, I just want those, and just for the record, to let it be known, this is a Photon Live. It's just on another channel. I'm Photon. And this is Sid. Maybe she'll have an intro next week. If she taps in, we could get that together. But let's hit this intro. Do you mind, Sid?
Yep, you're going to go ahead.
All right.
Hey, Young turn up on their ass.
We over here,
son, where'd you find this?
at the Ancient Order of Smai Tawi. Photon Live is in the building with his co-host for the evening, Sid. Shout out to Tahaka. Shout out to Allen.
Let's get ready to...
That's me.
Let's get ready to...
Nigga, when my name come up, respect. Playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
set of vector fields to B1. Amplify the amplitude to A10. Today's topic is fear. And we got Sid in the house. Sid is in the building over here. Toast. I got the call from Uncle about like he can't do the show because it was his birthday about a few days ago on Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken. It's on the 14th, and yeah, he got a little under the wind and just tired. And I'm not knocking his abilities to just do the show, but I mean he's got jet lag or whatever he was dealing with. He was like, yo, y'all deal with this, but he did make something, which is the transfigurational meditation, and we'll end with the new transfigurational meditation at the end. It's about 8 minutes, and yeah, I've yet to hear it, but hopefully it can connect the dots with today's topic, fear. So first, how are you doing, Sid? What's going on? How's VVI?
She's good. I'm actually in Arizona right now, so visiting because her birthday is on Saturday. So, got to be out here with my mom, and we're here with my sister. She's actually in the other room, but she can't be on this right now. But she's tuned in. And yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. So it looks like Omi is in the house. Omi, can you tap in? Do you have the link? I'm gonna drop the link now before we go any further. I'm doing fine.
How do you even see who's on here?
I'm looking at the chat. Do you see the chat?
I see private chat. Oh, now I see. Okay,
so we got 211 in the house.
Hey guys.
Pretty brown eyes.
That's Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Pretty brown eyes. She does have pretty brown eyes. Omi Allen. We're looking for Omi Allen. I just dropped the link, Omi Allen. If you could tap in Omi Allen. Did I drop the link?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, good. You good? You're doing good. And as well as you, Ryan. Ryan, if you could tap in. Let me just review the chat first before we start bringing out receipts. Again, today's topic is fear. Have no fear. Just tap in, hit the link. This is an open panel. I'm winging it in a sense, but I'm not. There's a lot of things going on online and offline, and I like to talk about it and hear different perspectives, just different age generations. So I'm glad you was able to be available, Sid, again. Sarah Maganja, you're excited.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for the roller coaster? We're about to go on a roller coaster here.
I'm ready.
Maybe. Okay.
Are we waiting for Omi and Ryan to join?
Well, Omi said 8:30. She was dealing with. She just got in. 8 o'clock is really not my thing either. But I let her know 8 p.m. Eastern. And Ryan is in LA.
Mm-hmm. She's on my. Well, actually, she's an hour before me, I think. I'm on mountain time.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be over there too. See you this weekend. Oh, she'll be over where? I thought you're gonna be in Africa. You'll be over where? Who's she talking to?
Are you talking about Arizona, Omi?
I thought you'll be in Africa this weekend, Omi. Tap in, Omi. We're gonna go over some things, but I'm gonna just push right through it. This is a light show, maybe not. I haven't heard the transfigurational meditation, although I edited it. I did some other stuff. I wasn't listening to the audio. It was a rush. Although it's all available and it wasn't a rush. It was just everything happened at the last minute. He told me, look, I'm not about to do this show. Help me out. So again, thank you guys for tapping in. And yeah, what's on y'all's mind? He wanted to talk about the big V. When it came to fear, let me show a picture of the things he wanted to show, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, nah, I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
This is a picture. Shout out to Germ on the board. He sent me a video of people peeing on this woman that's knelt down like that. I was like, not only were they just pulling out their wieners respectfully, and even a woman, she came over. She was. Did you see the video, Sid?
Yeah, I did. It was crazy.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. Nah. I'm a fall back. I'm gonna just watch the show in the clouds. I'm not about to. And I told him, I was like, yo, this might get you struck down, all the community guidelines. But I hear where you're going, the message that you're sending out. But let me explain this video. I'm not going to play the video. You get the message just based upon looking at this this picture here. So this is some type of event that they're continuing to do to this day that used to be done. You see these people gathered around watching various people pee on this woman, male and females. And so I wanted to get the correlation of what's this got to do with fear, although I could give my analysis, but I was not about to. I mean, I go in, but there's certain things I'm not going to put up with. But yeah, this is an act of fear, or putting fear in people.
Do you know
I
where
guess.
this is?
It looks like Africa to me. I don't know specifically, but it looks like some Africa stuff. You know, but you can't quote me on it. I don't know where he got this information from. I'm just the engineer here. I don't provide the content or where it comes from. My data came from YouTube. But that's as far as I'll go when it comes to playing this video. I don't want to see this man's wiener respectfully or disrespectfully, or him peeing on this woman. It puts a certain type of weight with me. What do you have to say about the video? You said you saw the video.
Yeah, it definitely made me feel some type of way. I didn't really understand if it was like some type of like ceremony or something, because it's just a whole bunch of people gathered around watching. Like, I don't know. And there was people taking pictures and videos, and like it was just something that they always do. And it's horrible, honestly. That woman, she just looks so disrespected, so vulnerable at that moment, and it's just horrible. It was hard for me to even watch, honestly.
Yeah, likewise. And you know, again, the topic is fear. He wanted me to play that. He also wanted me to talk about the big V. Now, I'm not into the health. I'm not into or the health field, I should say, the medical field. Your mother is. Are you in the medical field?
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm not. I'm in interior design, but my mom is in the medical field. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to listen to them go back and forth with just stories and just different receipts when it came to that relative to fear. Since we're moving into the Pisces season, I think it just goes hand in hand with that. But not to go too deep into Pisces or the big V or getting all that, because I'm no specialist when it comes to that, and I'm not prepared to go into that unless people want to really tap in or write something in the chat, ask a question, or make a statement.
I think
We'll
there's a
talk
couple
about it.
people on here that are in the medical field. No, I think Lisa's in the medical field. Yeah, she definitely is. I think Dee Dee's in the medical field, but I'm not sure if she's on this yet. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play something else that brings things back down to America in a sense, because this next video, and it's playable. This is a news clip that happened in I think it was Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. So take a look at this. It relates to fear, I would think, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about it, particularly since you're up here now, and maybe we'll play it again. It's only like 2.5 minutes long, and just hear the feedback from the chat as well as Sid. You're 22. How would you feel if this happened to you, or you're somebody that you know, and you was right there.
Scene repeated all across the country. Teens fighting in a mall. In this case, last weekend at Bridgewater Commons in Somerset County, New Jersey. But what makes this scuffle stand out is how the two responding police officers broke up the fight. First off, it took the Bridgewater cops almost 20 seconds to get to the fight location. There they are at the top of your screen, running toward the two fighting teens. One of them black, the other appears to be white, but we have since confirmed he is Latino. We are pointing out this timeline because the boys were already full-on fighting on the ground with the white-looking teen on top of the black teen by the time the officers arrived on the scene. Then you see both officers forcibly yank the white-looking teen away as the boys are still fighting. But the female officer chose to sit the white-looking teen down on the couch, while her male partner immediately tackled the black teen, who was already on his back before the officer handcuffed him, still on the ground. The female officer then walked away from the white-looking teen, who was not cuffed, so she could assist her partner, and then placed her knee over the black teen's neck.
It was wrong, and I knew that there was going to be problems when they did that.
Why?
Because they didn't go for me.
We found that teen, 15-year-old Joey, whose face we are not showing because of his age. He's the teenager that was in the fight this weekend at the mall?
Yes, it was wrong. I don't know how they handled that.
Tuesday night, he told us, with his mother's permission, that he could not believe he wasn't also placed in cuffs.
She said stay put. That's all she said. I didn't understand why, if I'm being honest. I even offered to get handcuffed as well.
We also spoke with Sienna Freidinger and her mother Alicia Tuesday. Sienna recorded that mall video and is friends with Joey, the white-looking teen.
It wasn't fair because the black kid was the only one who was getting tackled, and both officers laid on him. Joey could have gotten up and walked away.
I was horrified. I couldn't believe that a mall fight turned into something like this. I couldn't believe that both the police officers were on that young man, that black young man, and nothing was done with the other young man. And it almost seemed to me like the white female officer was even saying to Joey, "Are you all right?"
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy tweeting in the last 35 minutes or so that he is, quote, deeply disturbed by what appears to be disparate treatment in the video. The Bridgewater Police Department not commenting to us, but releasing a statement that they posted on Facebook. It reads in part, quote, "We recognize that this video has made members of our community upset and are calling for an internal affairs investigation. The county prosecutor's office also being assisted by the state AG's office on this matter."
All right, let's start this in. Ryan just tapped in. I think that's Ryan. Let me make sure. Yeah, Ryan. All right, hi Ryan.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm well. Sorry I'm late. For some reason, I thought this conversation was happening on Sunday, but it's okay. I'm tapped in. I'm cool. I would actually, if we could start actually with Fulton, can we start with your comments on the video and then Sid, just so I can get a understanding of what's happening? I've seen the video before, but I just want to make sure that I'm on the same wavelength as you guys.
You seen what video before?
I mean, I think if it's the same video that Grandpa shared me previously, then I think I've seen it already. But if you guys can start.
Talking about the one that he was just playing right now with the two teens that were fighting, and they arrested the black teen and not the white teen.
And not the white one?
Yeah.
Did he show you that?
That
was my video. I don't know if he had that.
Okay, no, then I did not see that video, no.
Yeah, he's not tapping in. This is Photon Live right now, respectfully. I'm not playing no peeing videos on black women, respectfully. I know that there's madness in the world, and it's not going to cause me to just, I'm not looking for sensationalism or to get no beef with YouTube on account of, even if I'm working on this channel, and although it's his channel, I'm not with that. I didn't send him that video. I don't agree with it. There's really nothing to talk about. People are sick. People are mad. I want to address, though, that this is still going on. And Sarah Maganja said nothing to fear but fear itself. Why did those police officers fear? It's like they see black. They fear the darkness. Is that what it is? Are you afraid of the dark? There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Is the dark fear itself?
I feel as though us as Black people have always been, for some reason, to other races, a threat, and I feel like they see our power more than sometimes we see it ourselves. And with that being said, we carry the stigma that we're dangerous, you know, and it's not danger that we feel. It's power. You know, they sense our power. They know that we're capable of great things. So because of that, when we're faced with things like this, where police officers are only coming at the African American person or person of the African diaspora, that's what they're programmed to do. It's in their apps to be fearful. It's in their apps to not see us as, in a sense, human or even godly beings. They feel, I feel like, in a sense, they kind of feel inferior to an extent, which is why
You're cyborging. I don't understand what you mean. Who feels inferior? Yeah.
Her connection went bad.
Say that again.
I think her connection just went bad.
Yeah, I did like her. She was talking about an interface and an application and an app. I do agree with that. I want to finish hearing her totally out though.
Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna have to leave and join again, but she's frozen.
Yeah, if you could find a new spot, Ryan. If you could find a new spot, I'm gonna pull you out, and if you could tap back in, let me see. Yeah, while she gets it together, what do you have to? What is your So did you see what occurred? Let me just run down that video for those who are just stepping in. There was a video that happened in the mall. Two young teens were fighting. A Latino teen, which appeared as if he was white, and a black kid. I don't know what they were fighting for. If it was for a woman, somebody stole their Jordans. I don't know what these kids are fighting over nowadays or ever days. It's like, what do we need to fight for? But regardless of that, set that aside. They're fighting in public. I would speak on first the black guy, this black kid. Where your parents at? Who raised you? Don't you know just by you stepping into that arena and doing all that, you are a target. You're going to get thrown down and you're going to have that knee on your neck.
That's true. But if you saw the video, I saw the video before it was even on the news. And what I saw was the white boy was in his face and was antagonizing him. Sorry if you hear dog barking in the back. But I mean, what do you expect him to do? Just walk away? I mean, right. I'm not saying that none of it is right. I mean, you're completely right. Us as Black people, we always have to keep that in our minds of what can happen and the possibilities just being out in this type of world. But at the same time, it's like, if that was you, right, what would you do?
Well, if you recall, I recall hearing in the news, they said when the police came, the quote unquote white teen was on top of the black teen.
Yeah, he was beating him up. And what I also heard was that the white teen is, I think, a grade older than the black teen. So he was the one that was beating him up. He was on top of him. He was the bigger
He was
kid.
the aggressor. He was the aggressor in this fight.
And he's the one, and the black kid is just so happens to be the one to get arrested because he's Black. So
yeah, we could talk about police protocol, human relations, and just all of that. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to black and white in fear. And it just looked, that was a representation, an application of the fear application. And they just, all they didn't see story. They didn't see who's on top of who. They didn't even see age. All they saw was black and white.
Yep. And they acted based off of that.
So would you say, where does fear come into this, into the police? And this isn't about, oh, police brutality. This is more about, this just so this scenario happens to be about police. But I really want to deal with this issue of fear, and what is it about darkness, dark skin tone? Even the situation that happened, I guess, with the Tommy Sotomayor, this goofy, you know, and he's been on just talking about dark-skinned women. What is this issue about the hatred for dark skin? And I don't know if I'm asking the right person. You're very, very light. Your grandmother, and I'm gonna just say, is white, right?
Yes.
Or was. May she
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Mhm. But yeah, dang, I just had something that was really important that I was gonna say, and then I got thrown off. Continue talking about what you were just gonna say.
Yeah, I wanted to hear, although I don't know if you are the best, because I mean, you kind of get, maybe you could answer this. You got the best of both worlds in a sense. You're red bone, you got that good hair, you light, you might be passed off as a white woman. They might pull you on the couch and be like, let me save you from this quote unquote nigger.
See,
You know?
that's the thing. I don't fit in with white people. White people don't see me as white, and black people don't see me as black. So I'm right in the middle of just there, basically. But I think that the question that you asked is it touches up upon what Ryan was saying before she got disconnected. She was saying that just society as a whole has this fear that's instilled in them for Black people because they know, I think that they know their power, our power, more than we know our power. And I think that that is something to fear for them, even though it's not, you know, it's not a bad thing on our end, but it's just, that's just what it's been.
What power are you speaking about? What do you mean by power? So are you saying this just unconscious tone or some vibe that they just feel about some power, so therefore they have no choice but to subjugate us and denigrate us and do any tactic available to down us? And I say us lightly here, but I'm speaking black and white. What are you saying? What do you mean? What is this power that you feel that they're intimidated by? I think she said something about inferior or whatnot. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm just listening. I want to find that. What are you speaking about?
That they think that we are the stronger race in a lot of aspects, and that's their fear because they want to be the stronger race.
Stronger in what way? The black kid was getting his ass beat up.
True.
Respectfully. How is he stronger?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean, this isn't what I believe, but I'm just saying I feel like this is what society. Oh, hello.
I'm so sorry. My service like messed up. I had to restart my computer and all that. I'm so sorry.
We're talking about what you were saying.
We don't own hospitals. How are we more powerful than them? We don't own hospitals. We don't own McDonald's unless we buy the franchise. What do you mean we're more powerful? We don't got no money, real money. We don't own no resources, natural resources.
That's because they took, I mean, not that they took, but it's just like.
No, they took. You could say that they took. They stole. And I mean, I feel like you're associating power too much with the physical.
Yeah.
And although we are physical beings, well,
then why are you saying they if you're not associating it with the physical? What are you talking about then? Who is they?
Caucasians, the people who are.
So you're speaking about physical then?
No, yeah, absolutely.
So which one is it? You're talking in circles, ma'am.
If you allow me to talk and finish my statements, then maybe you'll have a clear understanding of what I'm trying to say. So what I was saying is I feel like you're associating power too much with the physical. And although we are physical beings and we have to take into account the fact that we are here, there's a whole separate metaphysical power that I feel like Black people naturally hold. And if you want to take it back to the Moors, the Caucasians learn a lot of their ways and their ability to clean themselves, ability to just live in a functional society from the Moors who are Black. You understand? So anything that they have, that wasn't naturally given to them. They stole it. They took it. And they may have physical power when it comes to violence. You know, you can't be racist in America because we are not the majority. Actually, are we the majority? We could fact check that later. But what they taken from us was or attempted to take from us was our godliness, and that's where we fell short of our power. You understand? But naturally within us, I personally feel that Black people are supreme beings. You understand? And I say they think that too. They didn't go and rape and pillage. Well, I mean, they did everybody, but the worst extent was to Black people, and that's why we see constant reassurance of that. You know, where you see that there's fear, you see that you can be a Black man walking on the street minding your business, and now there's fear there. And I don't know if the fear comes from a guilt. You know, when you do somebody wrong, you always got your eyes covering your back, your head is on the swivel because you did something wrong. And that generational curse plagues them, which unfortunately also boils down to us.
Yes.
You know?
Mhm.
You know, that's an unfortunate circumstance we have to face, but you know, we have to drive above it always. You know,
how come we're not saying nothing? How come they're even with this video we're not going to play? It seems like they're trying to reignite this fear tactic or this hatred towards darker skinned. Do you think what is this resuscitation about? Because let's even use the Jews, for example. The Jews, they want this. They have organizations that wouldn't even allow this type of material, wouldn't even be on
the internet,
forget YouTube, other places.
Right.
And they definitely wouldn't be able to just go and have picnics. Look at all them just watching it. Look at that fat heifer behind this evil demon. I mean, fucking, like, I don't get it. And I'm not hating on a particular race, but it just goes to show we're not doing that. And I say we because I'm Black. I'm not peeing on people, nor am I going to get my ticket when I go to Africa to see this type of BS.
No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. And why I think it's reigniting, I feel like us as Black people, we have a lot of lost souls. If I'm being honest, I feel like
have a lot of lost souls, and now, to an extent, this has created us to go against each other. There's so many Black people killing Black people, gang violence, all that nonsense. It's just like we're not even worried about the right thing.
Kofi Smack is simping. He's saying Sid is beautiful. Are you single, Sid? Not to interject and cut.
I don't think that part of the conversation is
okay.
important.
Sorry.
No problem. I don't think that's important, but I do. That is a very good point you made, Sydney. That we are going to each other. I feel like we've been depleted of our energy, and now we're lost. A lot of people are lost, and we don't know how to defend ourselves. I feel like a lot of people are scared, and I feel like that fear is fear. That fear is fair. You understand? When you see people rising up to go against things like this and then being killed, how many
your boyfriend's light skin or dark skin? Let's keep it real.
All time.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, I just want to know. I'm sorry. Before we continue with what you were just saying, Ryan, does your question have anything to do with what we're talking about right now?
I don't know. It's like Ryan be like, "What is she talking about?" I don't even know what she's talking about. I'm reading the chat.
What are you
but no, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna sit back and listen. Sorry, I'm listening, but I'm reading the chat. They talk about Sid is beautiful.
No, we get it, and that's
why? Why? Because she's light skinned. What you mean? She's beautiful. I need to turn on the lights. I'm light skinned. I'm beautiful.
One thing that all of the viewers and listeners have to come to understanding of is that this is a beautiful family. Whoever you're gonna get on this panel is gonna be drop dead gorgeous, regardless. It shouldn't be a distraction. But you should just know that whoever comes up here, you're going to be stunned a little bit by the looks. Thank you. And I'm going to say thank you on behalf of all the family. Thank you on behalf of all the women. Thank you on behalf of all the men. We appreciate all the compliments. But I think what's important right now is what we're talking about right now. Beauty is fickle. It'll fade. What's important is the beauty on the inside. And that's what we're talking about, the love and the beauty that Black people have on the inside. So,
back to fear.
And back to fear. Our fear has been, when you see all these martyrs stepping up and dying to fight for it, it causes fear. I'm scared. You know, I sometimes find myself fearful of standing up because I'm like, damn, am I gonna die? Is my life, do I have to be another soul put to rest or reincarnated for these people to get the picture? And I see these people, the people who have suppressed us, the people who have sat and taken away our connection to our ancestors, taken away our connection to our power source. You know, I know Grandpa wants us to tap into our omniscient force and and connect to our raw power, but for us, it can be hard, which is why the more, and we get disconnected even more as time goes by.
Do you think that this fear, because I don't even look at it as hate, I'm looking at it as fear. Do you think this fear will ever dissipate, will ever go away?
Absolutely.
Not to say that we're going to all be singing "We Shall Overcome," but I think that there's a certain level of power dynamics when it comes to this fear and maintaining a certain level of, let's call it economic empowerment for a particular group of people. And because of that, one of the mechanisms
is fear
in order to accomplish, right. So go ahead.
I don't, honestly, as I'm growing up, I understand that people, humans, and all of us, we have this latent, I don't want to call it darkness because dark is beauty. We have this latent need to climb above certain ranks. And we think that to climb above those ranks, we need to pull each other down. And I feel like that is most present in, in white and other races, where we need to sit here and manipulate. And until we can understand that there is, and I remember, so Grandpa had us on this meditation cipher, and one of them was about abundance, and that there's never a lack thereof. And for some reason, people operate on the mindset that there is a lack thereof, that there is fickle, and that there's little resources, and that's not true. And until I feel like we can understand that there is no lack thereof, that there's space for everybody, that we can work together to achieve greater goals that need to be accomplished, people are going to be worried about fickle things like control and power. And you can have but so much power, then you die. Like, how much power do you need? You die regardless. We all live and we all die. You understand? Right. And I don't. And until we can all say that there's no lack thereof, there's an abundant amount.
Okay.
That's the teaching.
Lisa says, or Pretty Brown Eyes says, no, it won't leave, Photon. And what she means by fear won't leave. So then what are we going to do, and what are we going to do for our children, our friends, if this fear, if people, let's just use that as a case study, what happened with the police and the Latino boy and the black kid, as well as the peeing on the woman, for an example, or even this hate, and we even got our own colorism and hating on each other in our own community. If it's not going to go away, and this is the way it's going to be forever and ever, at least within this galaxy, what are the things? And I'm asking the two of you, y'all are in your 20s. What do you think that we can do, or what are you guys trying to do when it comes to just how would you handle, for example, that situation that happened in Jersey? What would you give as far as advice to that black boy, as well as even the Latino, as far as when all of this is concerned? Fear.
Unfortunately, you have to start with yourself. Like, you can't force anybody to go on a path that they are not ready to go on. And hopefully, with when you place yourself in specific environments around people who are also dedicated to growing internally, by default, that energy transfers. I can't tell you how many friends I have that weren't initially on a spiritual journey of like self-reflection and like growing in light, but through observing me and how I'm able to conduct myself, they're like, Ryan, how did you do that? I literally got a phone call from my friend just now, like, Ryan, you're so calm. Like, you just like, how do you just sit in like peace, and like every time I see you, you're smiling, and how do you do it? And so I meditate every morning. I reflect on myself every morning. I sit here and I pick at myself in a positive manner, not, trying to hurt myself, but I pick on the things that I know is wrong. The more you meditate and sit with yourself, the more that you're able to understand, like, damn, like maybe these qualities about myself aren't good. Maybe I should reflect. Maybe these are the steps I need to take to help increase humanity and the further.
Ryan, you never got in a fight? What are you talking about? You a goody two-shoe girl? You never got in a fight? You never got in no beef with nobody, male, female, black or white?
It comes
You're just
down
so
to
kind. I get it. What did
no.
you say, Sid?
Ryan she's not sitting here trying to preach like she's perfect.
No.
What she's trying to do is educate people about.
Look at these women.
It's what happened?
No, I'm listening.
Just like educating, because I've even asked Ryan, like, how do you carry yourself the way that you do all the time? It's not easy to always be able to control your emotions. And I think that when your question comes up about what would we have told the Latino boy or the Black boy, it's more about how you need to, not always, but just keep in mind about how you're going to look to the outside people, and how you can contain those emotions so that you are not put in a predicament like that.
I feel like everyone has this like thing about control and wants to control everybody else. But honestly, the only thing that you can truly control is how you react to things. You can only control yourself. And that's things in the world are going to happen regardless. You can't stop what's going to happen to you because it's fate. I believe fate. Certain things happen things happen for a reason. There's no coincidence. This happened for this reason. This happened for this reason. All you can control is how you move afterward. After going through such a traumatic experience, what are you going to do? Are you going to go around hating cops and spreading hate? Or are you going to try to educate your peers and your brethren about, okay, this situation happened to me. I don't want it to happen to anybody else.
So
or myself again.
So here's how we should move going forward.
Exactly. And I can't speak specifically because I've never been in a situation where a cop pinned me to the ground or arrested me in terms of like in comparison to somebody else. So I don't have the answers in that regard because I can't empathize, but I can sympathize with my fellow Black people. And I feel that pain. I hate seeing that. So I just try to, in my circle and in my environment and who I've been able to bring it to my circle, I try to spread that to them. And hopefully in their circles, they do the same. I feel like it's about contributing to the positive karmic cycles in the world because the negative ones are going to come regardless. That it's the negative, good and bad. But if you do your best to try to contribute to those positive karmic cycles and to just push good into the world, it's going to come back. It has no choice. That's just how energy works. You give a little, you get a little. You give a lot, you get a lot. Positive and negative, just try to contribute positive to what you have. And that's really what can be done because you can't sit here and go to these politicians and things like that because they're not gonna listen. Either that or we just get an island somewhere and just start a new civilization. Go back. Okay, go back. Ain't many options.
So Sid, you agree with that? Is there any other helpful tips that you would say at your age of 22 when it comes to just how do we deal with if the fear is going to stay, it's always going to be here? Can you give us some level of code of conduct? Ryan mentioned she meditates every day. I don't know how long she does. She didn't really go
as long as I need to. 10 minutes, 50 minutes, 45.
Personally, I haven't even figured it out for myself, so I'm probably not the best person to be giving advice. Not saying anybody is, but
and that's okay.
I'm still learning on my own. I have actually been through a lot these past 2 years that has affected my emotions tremendously, and it doesn't always. I don't always know how to react to certain things, but after countless people telling me about myself, I've learned that.
So you're like your mother.
Whoa.
So back in the day, your mother. What?
Okay, in a way,
yes. Yes, in a way. So after countless people telling me about myself, I've also learned, touching back on what Ryan said, is that the only thing that you can really control is yourself. You cannot control other outside forces. There's always going to be things that are going to try to get you to step out of character, things that are going to try to throw you off, and people that are going to hate, people that are going to look at you like you're a savage, people that are going to be afraid of you all the time. You know what I mean? Like that's
you have to rise above it.
The only thing that you can control is yourself. And I'm not saying that I've mastered that yet, but it's definitely something that I'm more aware of now that I might have not been aware of 2 years ago, because I wasn't in the mindset that I am now. But
if I could share something, I think that we are, as a Black people, being put to this test because personally, I feel like you got to go to your lowest of lows before you can even begin to think about reaching highs. And I feel like as collective Black people are being pushed to the lowest of lows until we are going to be fed up. And that fed up doesn't have to necessarily mean violence. It doesn't have to mean that. But think about situation happened in 2020, where the riots broke out over here and everywhere. Right.
The year of hell.
For real, a year of hell, because we got tired, and we did what we did. Not saying that was the best way, but it was a reaction. We got pushed to our lows and now we got Black Lives Matter. And I feel like we're going to continue to get pushed to these lows until there's a bigger universal achievement, because I guess not enough people are realizing that they're being affected by this. And until it affects everybody and we can stand together and band together, shit's going to keep happening. Can I curse on here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yo, he wanted to play us. He wanted to play us by showing some women getting peed on. So, I mean, you could curse, but don't OD with it. You're too pretty for all of that. Respectfully. But continue. You can cuss. Do you? Whatever rocks your boat. To just exclamate your point.
What's your question, Omi? Black Lives Matter.
I think she. Yeah, actually, Omi, can you elaborate on that? I don't know what you mean. I'm not gonna say.
Where's Omi at? You talking about you going to Africa? What are you doing over there?
Listen, Omi, fire up the plane.
On this panel, I'm confused.
Give me Omi's number so I can send it to her so she can be on the panel.
All she needs is the link. Here's the link, Omi. It's after 8:30. We're gonna wrap things up soon. I really wanted to hear your guys' interpretation of fear and what you guys think of what's currently going on. It's just the atmosphere. Do you think that everybody's just on edge and just more emotional, and that they're just like that anything, just the slightest thing is getting people just to the point of crazy? What do you have to say about that? Yes, no, it's always been like this. It's just social media and these phones have helped to just polarize things on a much more clearer degree. Or do you think we're just getting worse? The world is getting worse. People are getting worse. The hate, the fear, and the love is getting less. What do you think?
I literally
in both directions.
About it. Well, yeah, true. We could go in both directions, but I do think that social media platforms have become such a big thing that this has always been going on. It's just
we just haven't had the ability to know. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that.
It's just people weren't educated about it, and now that we see it for our own, we've seen people die on camera. It's
been happening. It's been happening.
Now it's just more anger. I mean, especially our generation. The generation that was there during slavery and when things were segregated and everything, they've seen all of that. And we heard about it, and it was always there. We heard about it from the white people that taught us that in school. But now we see it for our own eyes on the social media platforms. It's just different.
What color's your eyes?
And not important.
Not important at all.
Not important.
But
not
yeah.
Important.
So,
but I do. But also to piggyback off of that, are we getting better or worse? I feel like there's a good amount of. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like me and Sid's generation, whatever Z, X, W, I don't know which one we are, have definitely acquired a lot of self-knowledge at an earlier age than that of our parents, in my opinion. I feel as though we have this ability to go on our phones and we see people entering their spiritual. And I know it's kind of like, what's what I'm looking for? People are riding the wave of spirituality, but hey, some people are going to
Then there's also a lot of people that are very uneducated and brainwashed by the stuff that they want us to see and want us to believe.
Exactly. So I feel like at that point, it's about how you resonate with the information. And at the end of the day, not everybody's meant to come. There's that 85-10-5 rule where there's going to be that 85% that is just lost in the world. They're just vessels.
Lost.
That 10%, you feel me? That 10% that has awareness but won't do anything, and then that 5% that is about it. That 5% is our family. That 5% is these conversations of understanding and trying to elevate our minds to the greatness that they naturally.
What do you think about the inside hate, the inner hate, or the inner prejudices within? Let's just even use, because I'm in this culture, the Black culture. What do you guys think about colorism and light skin versus dark skin, light eyes and dark eyes, and XYZ? How do y'all deal with that?
You ignore it because everyone's beautiful. If you're Black, you're Black. You know, light skin, dark skin, and that colorism is convoluted by the idea that fair skin is more superior, which goes back to a video of Black, or the cops.
Latino, yeah, exactly.
You know, it's people in Asia they wear full length bathing suits to avoid the sun because they want to be seen in regard to white people, and they want to be white, and they want to, maybe that's not want to be white, but they see that fairness as superior because we've been beaten into thinking that. We've literally been beaten and killed into thinking those things. So it's like, well, I'm going to be accepted by this, and this is a superior power, so let me go over here, when no, the power is within. Regardless of what shade you are, if you're darker, if you're lighter, you're Black. You're Black. And that's it. And that's all that matters. And it hurts my heart when I even hear men that are like, I don't take Black.
Exactly. Yo,
why do you hate yourself?
That throws me off because your mother is Black. What are you talking about?
Why do you have so much self-hate?
Do you know how many guys have said that to me? That's crazy.
Say what? What they say to you? What? Say that again.
There's literally been guys that have been like, oh, like you. There has been a guy that has said to me, like, you're the darkest I will date.
Where you at? I'm gonna beat his ass. What? What? Yeah. Wait, you're the darkest?
Was a long time ago.
Wait, you're the darkest? And what was he?
Blacker than black. I'm like, what are you talking about?
He was the dark nebula.
It makes no sense.
Yes, and that self-hate, you gotta learn how to love yourself.
But that's the brainwash that they have instilled in us.
Right. If you lighter, and honestly, and people think that, like, I hate when people are like, oh, well, slavery happened X amount of years ago. No, my grandparents are still alive to tell me about what happened.
Where's Ricky? Where's Ricky? Your brother. Is Ricky in here? Tap in Ricky.
And it's just it's a instilled fear that's going to continue through generations if someone isn't that pinnacle to be like, hey, stop. That's not true. What we were taught is not true, and it takes that conversation. It takes that initiation. But again, not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody wants to get it. People are completely fine living in their own matrix, and you can't force nobody out of it. You cannot force nobody to do something they don't want to do unless you're going to kill them. I.e.,
how do we tap into this collective conscious energy that is getting past the fear of the dark? Is it just about in the Blacks because of the skin? It's like, yo, it's the unknown. People fear what they don't know. People fear death. People fear darkness. They want light.
I feel like we need to take away the connotation of the word dark. People think darkness and think scary movie. People think darkness and think demons. People say dark and think evil. That's not true. It's just the opposite.
People want to keep all their ugliness in the dark. They want to keep their pain.
I think let's remove the word dark. I think we need to. That's a good start. It's not in the dark. No, they want to keep it hidden. Because our darkness is beautiful. Our darkness is at zero. Our darkness is our internal Black matter.
I like that.
You feel me? It's okay to be dark. It's okay to go within yourself. The universe is dark. The space is dark. That space is what you use to create life. You need that darkness.
But would you say, okay, we could battle semantics, but wouldn't you agree that the darkness that they see represents is a symbol of the hidden? And because they fear the hidden, they fear death. And who is they? I'm speaking of black, white, any color, red, blue, yellow, etc., etc. Those that do fear it, they've not tapped into
where that fear comes from.
Into the depth of the darkness.
They have
because
not.
The darkness is the light.
Because the darkness is scary. When you go into yourself and you see all the stuff that you try to conceal, and come to terms with, that's when you can reach the light. You need the darkness. You need that internal self to reach that light. And a lot of people are scared to go inside themselves. A lot of people are scared to face themselves. They want to live in this convoluted idea that they have society and their self. And that's why we are where we are. If you get taught things blindly without asking why, which is what we're taught to do, at least that's what we were taught to do, you get results like this. They don't even know why they fear Black people anymore. They don't know. They literally have no idea. They just know that their parents did it and that their parents before did it, and they're just keeping up with it. And someone has to come and be like, yo.
If you was that Latino boy and you saw that happening, why did he wait till the news come and then he called his mom? It's like 15. I mean, come on. When I was 15, I would have said something. I would be like, where's my cuffs at?
Yeah.
I could have handled this Negro my damn self. I don't need y'all's help. Get your neck, get your knee off his neck. Why'd he do Superman right there?
But then again, he was probably
scared. He's scared he's gonna die.
Yeah. If he says something.
Fear of death.
All he had to say was, yo, can I get the cuffs too? What's up with this? I mean, I don't like this goofy, but I mean, goddamn.
But if you replay that video, he said that he did offer to get cuffed and they refused him.
Wow.
Which I don't believe. Wow. But
but it was sad.
He did say that he said that.
Right. Yeah. What's the answer? I can't think of an answer except for self. A lot of my problems have been able to
just walk away. Forget that goofy ass sophomore. Black man. I don't care if he's Latino, white, any of that. And as far as the Latino or the white guy, the white kid, the white teen or the Latino teen, the lighter skinned Black guy, whatever you want to call him, we're all the same. But we get caught up in all these names and whatnot. What the hell? Where is our code of conduct outside of this sacred formulas? Let me and again, I want to ask you, and you mentioned, you mentioned meditating. What other things would you tell your friends? I don't know if you guys have children, for us to avoid, because they could have killed. What happened to George Floyd? All over some beef, all over. Like, what is this? Don't we know that they fear the dark? They fear the hidden, quote unquote. And what are we going to do? What are the measures we're going to take outside of building our organizations to combat against these atrocities that's going on in South Africa? Shout out to Omi. She'll be in Africa. I don't know if she's going to be battling BS like this. But there are communities that really all they do is they get on phones and they make calls, and that's what they do. They snitch. They don't tolerate this stuff. Are we just gonna make rap videos? Because in a sense, we're contributing to the delinquency by making these rap videos, calling bitches and hoes. Even myself, I can get wrapped up in it. At the same time, though, there's a limit to even my dysfunction. And I'm not gonna go so far and just be all and out of control and disrespect. It's getting sickening right now, and we're dying, all of us, just too much with just these diseases, as well as just all of this promiscuity. All right, my question is, and I'll conclude and I'll let y'all just have the last words before we move into this transfigurational meditation. Because we said it's not going to end, this is going to be. So what are the codes of conduct? Can you give me at least 3 or maybe 1 or 2? What are we going to do outside of getting sacred formulas and just allowing that to formulate our new beings and meditating? What are other tangible things that we can do, that we can just look to or listen to get us out of this psychosis of black and white and fearing and hating and all that? What do y'all have to say about that?
I don't know how extreme this sounds, and I kind of don't care. My idea is segregation. Honestly, if we are able to segregate ourselves in a sense of like, we only buy from ourselves, we only uplift ourselves, we only like create a greater community for ourselves, then we have limits on how much we even need to interact with anybody else. North Korea is blocked off for their own reasons, but they only associate with themselves. There are some races that only associate with themselves, and I feel like how do you sit and give and give and give and don't have time and don't give to yourself? It's like even on a personal basis, if you're overflowing, giving all of your energy to your friends or giving all your energy to something else, you don't have time for yourself. You can't build yourself. You can't build your potential. I feel like Black people as a collective, we are giving ourselves way too much to other races. We need to step into our own and step into our own community and make sure that we're good first. You know, and once we make sure we're good first, it'll resonate to other people. Like, don't mess with them. You feel me? Or they're doing their own thing. And then if we are continue to be pressed or continue to be like hurt in that process, then other people will see.
I don't know. I think it's more to that. If we segregate and just be all Black owned and just go shop at Black, everybody want the hookup. Everybody's all like, what you do, you know, let me get the hookup, or trying to get over. They don't trust you. They don't trust this business. They want to hire this person instead and all this stuff. Do you really think that is really possible, at least within the next 10 to 20 years, to segregate? And just, although the other communities do that, even the prison system, if you go to prison,
the Jews are stand with the Jews, and the Jews is a very prosperous community. Okay, they only mess with themselves, and you see after
they don't got the stuff. They haven't had the same legacy that we have. Not to cut you, I mean, there's trust issues. Don't you think that when it comes to Black people, and that's why I even brought up colorism, there's a lot of self-hatred. We going through a lot of mental dysfunction that other communities
are not facing.
They don't know nothing of. They can't even, and it's constantly being pounced on us on a daily basis. What's it? What?
Do you guys know that the Jews that literally get paid for what they went through? That's why they're so rich.
And we don't.
Yeah.
We didn't. It's like we're seen as lesser. And honestly, folks, I don't know if we have all the answers right now. You feel me? Between Sydney's 22 and my 24 years of life, like, especially as being women, those answers, I don't think we have all of them. You understand? I feel like our problems go back way more years than what me and Sydney could even fathom, because that's where it started. You know, it started way along our lines in our ancestry of pain that we don't really know. And that pain lives on through our ancestors and it comes to us. And sometimes we're just born angry, you feel me, from all that. And what's the answers? And I don't have the answer to how everyone individually can come to light or have a come to raw moment. But again, the only thing I could think of is just taking some time with yourself and going into your own darkness, you know, and going into your belief of the fact that you can rise above all the controversy that is happening, because that's your divine will. That's just what it is. There's nothing, if you're tapped into yourself, there's nothing that you can't achieve, whether that's peace for all your people or just peace for yourself. And because you can't force people to do things that they just don't want to do. That's all I got, really.
Sid, any last words before we get into this meditation? It seems like you're tapping into something, Ryan. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Honestly, I think she said it all. I don't really have much else to say about it. I agree with everything that she just said. Do you have something to say?
Yeah, Photon. Last remarks, closing remarks.
We're gonna play this 8-minute transfigurational meditation. You were right and exactly, in my opinion, when it just comes to let's meditate more, let's calm down our spirits, and let's recognize as the haters, as those with the darker skinned or even the lighter skin, you can't fight. It's coming everywhere. So I wouldn't even say this is just even it's an unconscious, this is deep. I think it's bigger than black and white here. But yeah, as the darker skinned, you are a target. We are a target. And the darker you are, I think it's just going to take time and healing. And everyone has to take self-accountability when it comes to just their actions and how they treat people in general. And use these streams, use these social media as an outlet to learn, so that we can grow as a person first, and as a family. And I think from there, I think slowly but surely, like a garden, like gardening, and we're cultivating a new culture just by all of this. What's this? Rick.
Ricky!
I sent him the link to join.
Wow, look at Ricky. Hi.
You had questions for him full time.
What's up, all? Huh?
What's good, Ricky? I wish you would tap into Photon Live over there at my channel, Photon DNA. But this is not. I'm not clout chasing. What you doing, Ricky? Are you in the Ferrari? Where'd you at? Are you in the G wagon? Which one?
Do not gas this
Oh,
man.
my
up.
doxing. Let me show. Let me stop it. Let me stop being on. Let me just. You driving? Look like you driving.
Yeah, go ahead. Y'all proceed. Y'all proceed. I didn't
We
want
about
to
to
interrupt.
end.
Just come in and say hi.
Hi. We were about to, we were giving closing remarks.
Yeah. Can you say some
This-
closing
this-
remarks?
this y'all for?
Yeah.
Just
And
Well,
whoever else is
there's
calling in.
people watching, Ricky, but it's us four on the panel today. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think we get to stop by to say what's up.
There was a discussion we were having that Photon asked about you and was like, "Where's Ricky? Where's Ricky? I want him to talk about this." And well, I don't remember which.
I remember he said something back in the day, and I still remember it. He was like, "I'm light skinned. I'm 6'6". I got good eyes, good hair. I'm with all the ladies." I forgot what it was. It had me rolling, like your state of mind back then. You was real funny. Man, I could say a lot of stuff. You're real serious now. That's what's funny. How you're all serious. You got the beard, and you seem like a different person than the last time I spoke with you about certain things. What do you have to say about just colorism and just light skin, dark skin when it comes to just black people? Where's your mind at when it comes to all that? Or no
Where's
comment.
my mind when it comes to colorism? and
Yeah,
black
you a
people?
hater when it comes to black women. You only date light skinned women. What's your interest now? Are you only date white women? What's
Well,
going on with all that?
we just went from light skin, dark skin, colorism to do I date only white women? So ask me one direct question so I can answer it once at a time because you're bouncing around.
Okay. Who's your love interest right now?
My
Do you
love
have
interest-
one? Is she
my
dark
girlfriend
skinned?
is
Is she light skinned? Is she white? And it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to.
my girlfriend is Dominican.
Is she near you? Is she right there? Can we see her? Can she cam up?
Nah,
Are you on your way to her? Are you a player? Oh, I'm just messing with you. I'm just
I
messing.
I think, yeah.
I'm just messing with. I was just like,
Ricky, do you have a I guess, I mean, what is your question actually?
So hold on. It's just y'all three in this?
Yeah, we just winging it. We don't know what the hell. We try to wrap this up. If you want to just say some closing words to the family, to the chat, or to us, be my guest. I'm just messing with you.
Oh well. It's good to see you three, and the closing words to the family would just be, I hope everybody's doing well. I think last time I stopped, I tuned in and I saw. I think it was the first one. I missed out on the second one. It looked like I had some things to iron out, but it was great to see everybody. Great to see everybody in good spirits and everybody healthy. And that's it. Just happy to see everybody's okay, and that's all I want to continue to see.
Actually, Ricky, I think that it's crazy that you're on here because I think you had posted about it yesterday or something, but that video with the white teen that didn't get arrested, but the black teen got arrested.
The white teen?
The white teen, the black teen that got arrested, but the white boy, they were fighting and they didn't arrest him. That's what we were talking about.
You seen that video, Ricky? He don't know. It sounds like he don't know what
Yeah,
you're
I
talking
saw
about.
that shit. Nah, I saw it. People look at that type of shit and they act like it's surprising. It's not surprising. It is what it is. It just shows the state of mind of certain police officers. You can't it's all. You don't want to generalize everybody, but it's definitely a common thing, and it's been a common thing for over multiple decades. and even far beyond that. So
What are you doing when it comes to the police to combat stuff like this? Are you beefing with anybody? And not to just get on into all that. That's not my question though. But what would you suggest as a young man? I don't know if you have children. Do you got any kids yet, Rick?
no kids yet.
Okay. What would you say as a I don't know if you're in your 30s yet, but what would you say to those that's just getting caught up in like that and just dealing with the police? Because the police just gonna look at you. Oh, you black. You a black guy. Throw you on the floor. What do you have to say about how the two of them, the Latino and the black kid handled themselves? Once they saw the police, were they supposed to just? What would you have done in that situation?
If I were who?
The black boy.
He was supposed to do exactly what he did. He was supposed to get arrested. The officers played themselves, so it's not. He's supposed to do exactly what he did. If he would have did anything else, they would have had reason to justify the shit that he did. I mean, that they did the way they arrested him. So they're gonna get some paper out of that. That's gonna be a lawsuit, and that family's gonna get paid. Him and his mother's gonna get paid off of that, no question.
Luckily, he made it alive. He didn't
So
get.
how he handled it is textbook. When the police, you gotta let the police make errors. They're getting paid to be civil servants. So when you antagonize and you give them the reason, it makes their argument stronger in court. It doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong. It just makes their argument stronger in court. They have no argument now. You know what I mean? Like when you watch that video, they pulled the older, more mature Caucasian kid off of a black kid, and the white kid was winning the fight. They basically pulled them off from on top of him and jumped on the kid that was on the floor losing, because obviously in that moment they made the decision that he was more of a threat for whatever reason. So now they got to prove why they thought that, and that's going to be something that's going to happen in court. So I think the kid did the right thing.
Does seeing stuff like that get you a certain type of way, get you your feelings in a bunch and ready to just lash out on white people or the police and stuff like this? Seeing stuff like this Caucasian man peeing on a black, darker skinned woman, how does that make you feel, and what does it make you do? Do you want to just go wild out on somebody, particularly the police or some Caucasian?
Nah.
Well, how do you feel when it comes to all of this and just race relations? Just fall in line and wait for the check, wait to get paid, get your ass beat up by the police and wait to get paid? Is that what you think?
It's truthfully, from my perspective, it's not necessarily about white, black, getting paid or anything of that matter. It's just people at the end of the day, and I truly mean that. People have ways of making errors and ways of thinking based off of their experiences in life, and those guys made that decision at the time. So we all got to be held accountable for the decisions that we make. So that's either going to happen or it's not. It's not about. I don't feel like lashing out on anybody. I live a peaceful life. I carry myself with a great deal of dignity, love, and respect for all people. I try not to combat ignorance with more ignorance. Sometimes you just gotta walk away with things. Walk away from things, and lead people to it. They gotta deal with their own bad energy and their own bad karma. And I'm not singling out the officers when I'm not talking about that. I'm saying people in general. When you put out things like that or negative things into the universe, you're gonna get it back tenfold.
I hear you. I agree with that. I could have said it better. Any last words before we move into the transfigurational meditation? Sid or Ryan, please. Anything, or let's do this.
I just love you all. I appreciate us coming together as a family like this. It really makes my heart smile every time we talk. It keeps us connected. It's happy. I'm happy to be here. That's all.
Yep.
All right. Salute, Ricky. It was good talking to you. We're gonna get into this transfigurational meditation now. Shout out to the uncle, grandfather to some, and uncle to all. He put this together. It's 8 minutes long, and like Ryan was saying, it's gonna put us. The dog is even like, yeah, let's get it, let's get it.
Only ask when the next show was.
Yeah, holler at Uncle. I mean, I'm just the guy. He just told me to just do this hosting thing, and I'm just winging it. I don't know. Preferably Sunday. I'm more of a Sunday when it comes to this. Well, I would have been more prepared now. He told me at the last minute.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking this Sunday. But don't quote me if you could holler at him. That's about it. I agree with everything you guys are saying and have said. I'm gonna listen to the replay of this, and I think it starts here with just, again, with bettering ourselves on a daily. It's baby steps, as well as just building one's family up, and whatever friction or whatever issues is like to try to start there, and tap in more often, whether it's on a phone call or even doing lives. So shout out to StreamYard, shout out to even YouTube for that. It's allowing us to try to tackle these tough issues. So I don't think we're gonna find all the answers in one night, in one episode, or just one meditation. But I do think these are steps. So shout out to Sacred Formulas, the book. Shout out to my cousins for helping me out. And I don't feel abandoned. I don't feel like, dang, I got to do this all by myself. Pardon me for my trollism if I was a little bit, but you guys really helped the show progress, and I appreciate that. And y'all ready to do this this meditation?
Yep.
All right, so after that, we're just gonna conclude and just end the show after this meditation. So here's Tahaka with the this 8-minute meditation. Let's rock out with this. Y'all have a good one.
Peace to the angelic beings. I'm here to remind you that the supreme body you wear brings to the marriage of your being an extraordinary sensory system consisting billions of years of complex biological intelligence. It houses the covert competence that sustains life by satisfying the demands of the possessor's life, evolution, regulation, while maintaining homeostasis. What our sensory system brings to the marriage is the possibility of making supreme biological intelligence explicit by constructing the patterns of neural activation that constitutes neural maps and mental images. The results of this process is explicit knowledge of the body and all that surrounds it. The bottom line, we've been granted the ability to construct ourselves into supernatural beings, conceived as perfect, omnipotent, and omniscient. For it is a fact that we are supreme beings born from nature. The query is, are you really ready to evolve? If so, now is the time. The only obstacle we face is within ourselves. The immaculate versus the immaculate. The mortal versus the immortal. The ignorant versus the knower. With supreme knowledge, we can activate the immortal self latent in our genes. But activating the immortal self for application is not a simple task, but essentially achieved with the use of transfigurational meditation, invocation, and the exercise of one's divine prerogative. Remember, divine prerogative is a right or privilege given to you by God through nature. Divine prerogative is expressed in your nature. The supreme body that you wear. Your right to think. Your right to be great. Your right to reproduce your immortal self. Well, who are you? Just say, I am a supreme angelic being. And through my acknowledgement, through my divine prerogative, and through my disciplines, comes the acquisition of supreme angelic powers. Computers are designed to emulate certain aspects of our supreme body and brain function. Scientists are continuously updating them to maximize efficiency. And so it is also necessary for us to update our spirit, body, and mind function. Our sole objective must be to re-inform the mind's perspective with the evolutionary tools mandatory for transformation and transfiguration. The word perspective means a particular attitude towards or way of regarding something. A point of view such as, how do I perceive myself? How do I see myself? Well, wisdom dictates that we see ourselves as supreme angelic beings and learn to activate the powers in being just that. The first implant that we will use for our transfiguration will be the power word, discipline. The field of discipline is the study that trains, develops, corrects the mind, and guides it to perfection. With the Self-Discipline app, we will exercise our extrasensory perception to neural map our supreme patterns of behavior to assert our higher will power. Let us evolve. Say, I am a great one, light of the great one. I am a flame, spark in the flame. I am a wise one, light of the wise one. I am the light of the light, who reestablished rule over eternity after recovering the holy eye. The eye of Heru shall not be taken from me. I am knit together spiritually and morally. The eye of Heru is the all-seeing eye for the master of eternity. I am reborn from new with the eye of Heru. I am the master of eternity. Let us meditate on this invocation. I am a great one, light of the great one. I am a flame, spark in the flame. I am a wise one, light of the wise one. I am the light of the light, who reestablished rule over eternity after recovering the holy eye. The eye of Heru shall not be taken from me. I am knit together spiritually and morally. The eye of Heru is the all-seeing eye for the master of